The Dry Diaries. This is the Dry Diaries with your author, Alex Dry.
Hey guys, welcome back. It is your author, Alex Dry, and we are here with another entry of the Dry Diaries. Today, I have my best friend, pocket hairstylist, makeup artist. Yeah. I don't even know why I said pocket.
I know, I was like, pocket, please tell us more.
You know why? It's because on my way here, I was such in a rush, and I was like, you know what would be the best is if you just had a little hairstylist that you just had in your pocket makeup artist,
times.
and they just popped out, they became a person, and they just did your hair and makeup as you needed it.
And then you're good to go.
And then you're good to go. So that's probably why I said pocket. That's so weird.
I'll
But
take it.
yeah, I've known Cam for a couple years now.
Yeah. I was trying to do the math on it. I feel like I think we said 4, but I feel like
Yeah.
it might be more.
I think it's 4. We met during COVID, and so that's really 6.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had a COVID friendship, I feel like you need to add a year or 2.
100%. Yeah, because you went through a lot during that time.
You went through a lot. You also saw each other a lot.
They
And
were in your bubble.
everyone was just mentally unwell. So you got to know that person at such a vulnerable stage.
For sure. There was no boundaries.
No boundaries. So yeah, 4, COVID made it 6.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We'll
6.
go with that. But yeah, Cam is from Hawaii. He's now based in LA. He does
Shout
hair. He also does makeup. He is a influencer. I hate the word influencer.
Literally every time.
But-
Yes.
What else? Like
Content creator.
content creator,
Yes. I was in
fashion icon.
I don't mind influencer if we're talking like influencer circa
Yeah.
pre-COVID.
Okay. Well,
Now I'm a content creator.
yeah, content
A
creator.
business entrepreneur.
Business entrepreneur. Yeah, we have done so much together.
We literally have. We've lived lifetimes together, which is why it feels like
Lifetimes.
it's so much longer that we've been friends.
Yeah. And also, I just want to say shout out to Cam because we did film this episode before. And okay, so we've been
Back again.
Yeah, we've been filming in the studio, and I was like, okay, it'd be cute to do like a little hair salon setup
Yeah,
and
set
do
the
the
vibe,
podcast there.
For sure.
So I show up. Keep in mind, like, I've been just filming, going. So I show up
Back to
and I
back.
like have all the equipment. Everything's good to go. Cut to get my camera rolling. I swear I charged it all night, and this thing just keeps dying.
Like
so,
left and right, guys. Like I think we took out and recharged maybe 6-7 times.
Yeah, we were there for 3 hours. So I texted Cam and I was like, he's going to kill me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. We need to refilm.
Only things you can do with your best friend. Thank
Yeah.
God she hasn't been in LA for a year. So I feel like I need to spend more time with her.
Right.
Or want to. So here I am again.
And then coming here, I was 15 minutes late. But of course, it wasn't my fault. I think I got yelled at by 2 people on the way here.
what?
Fully yelled at. So I was driving. I thought I was going straight, but it was the turn lane because there was 2 lanes.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, shoot, I need to get over. I'm not about to reroute this and add an extra 45 minutes to this. So I put on my blinker and I just cut in. This guy gets so mad. I see him try to pull over and scooch closer. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, I just keep going.
Just don't even pay attention.
And then at the next light, he pulls over, rolls down his window, stares at me, and zooms off. And I'm like, okay, do you feel better about yourself now?
No, I swear to God, I feel like LA has gotten way worse with driving. Literally in the last 2 weeks, I feel. I
Yeah.
almost got, when we went to film the other night, I was
Yeah.
driving in and went to turn left on a yellow, as one from
should.
LA does.
Yeah.
This girl was, I literally saw her coming from the straight ahead, and she had a full-blown red at this point.
Yeah.
And I could see her on her phone, and she almost T-boned my car.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I take every opportunity I get to use the horn on my car, because it's very rare that I
You're
use
one of
it.
those.
But I'm literally like, and she got so scared. She then
freaked
stopped.
out.
So now we're both sitting in the middle of the intersection. It's fully red. The car behind me is honking at me. So of course I start like, cussing.
Yeah.
She can't hear a word I'm saying, but
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
So you were him to me. A little bit.
No, because it was, I mean, I guess, yeah, because it was kind of your fault. But
Yeah.
but she was looking at her phone and not paying attention, and
True.
it could have been really bad.
Yeah.
But
And I also love in LA, like, right on red is not a thing.
Yeah.
You
no.
just go.
You
Like,
just-
you don't stop. You don't yield. You just go. Which I, now driving in Texas, whenever I'm there, I adapted that from LA. And no,
People can't stand
you
it.
need to stop and put on your blinker.
Yes,
and
yes.
turn.
You should always drive safely. I feel like I am a, what is it? There's a defensive driver and a
Aggressive?
defensive and offensive driver.
Okay.
A defensive driver is somebody who like
This sounds like a
navigates.
sport.
It is. Driving is a sport. Hello.
Oh, yeah,
F1.
true. Obviously. But like,
Defensive drivers are the ones that like, kind of like are cautious and will be aware of the surrounding. And then there's an offensive driver or aggressive driver, I guess, also, who's like, I'm going. Like, I'm charging that. Hence, like, everybody in LA is
that's me.
an aggressive,
Yeah.
offensive driver.
I'm definitely aggressive. And then also, I don't know, but I'm like a very safe driver too, which is crazy. I've never been in a wreck. Well, not really.
But thank God we're locked away with each other in this beautiful room talking about ourselves.
I know. I'm going to have to be like, Cam, I'm extending my trip. Can I come stay?
Yes.
But yeah, I know. I'm like so on the fence about moving back to LA.
It's nice when you're here.
Yeah.
But it's also being here on vacation is so different from living here because you get to
Right.
see your friends, do the fun things you love to do.
Yeah.
Living here is a whole other story because it's just too much. It's very
I know.
aggressive. I think about it all the time and I want nothing more than to just pack up and
Where
move.
would you go?
I mean, I want to move home to Hawaii just because
Yeah.
like I love growing up there. And honestly, it's one of the most peaceful places in the United
I know.
States for anything, not even like with all the stuff going on right now in the world. But it's also expensive. So I'm screwed either way.
Oh, it is.
Hawaii is like comparative to LA.
Okay.
And groceries are even more. Like a gallon of milk is like $8.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So,
I did not know that.
I mean, it's what I pay for coffee out here. So you
Yeah.
can think about it either way.
Yeah. But for work, you
But for
obviously
work,
need
I have to be here. It's always a
You
struggle.
could go to Miami,
Girl, I ain't going to my
Austin, Nashville.
If my career
I'm naming
wasn't
all the
based
places
here-
that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about, so
right.
then he'll go there too.
Put me in your pocket. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're like, no.
No, ideally it would be like to be like based out of Los Angeles, but have the freedom to go anywhere. I feel like that would
Yeah.
be like great because then you can like do LA, but then you can get out of LA.
Yeah, but like, how would you do that with hair? Just having clients
Just
everywhere?
like, yeah, have clients everywhere, and
Yeah.
like you can do. If I was doing extensions, like I only have to be there every 6 or 8 weeks, so
Oh, cool.
pop out for a hot second and then go to New York, go to
Or
Miami.
start doing like master classes.
Yeah, like teaching and
extensions in
stuff like that.
different
100%. That's like the goal. But then I'm like, let's go to Australia. Let's go
Yeah.
to Japan. Let's get out of the US.
Yeah, out.
So,
Yeah.
see, I'll come visit
So crazy.
eventually.
To start, we like to do Dear Dry Diary confessions. Just ask you a
Ugh.
few little icebreaker questions. We can banter back and forth.
Okay.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show you're watching right now?
Guilty pleasure TV show. There's so many. There's
know.
so much out right now. But I will say I'm like an OG Housewives person
Same.
because I just love watching other people have drama and I'm not a part of it.
Yeah.
Like I get to fully be in it and have an opinion, but I just say it to myself. I watch it diffuse how it does, and then I get to leave it. But I also have been really watching this show called High Potential.
Okay.
And it's this like woman who has like a really high IQ. It's like a crime show, and she ends up like getting recruited by the FBI because she can see things that people don't catch.
cool.
And that's another thing where like I get to watch this TV drama unfold. Basically, I like to watch drama and not be a part of it.
I know. Two things. One, I love the shows where it's the FBI stuff because for some reason, once I get invested, I think I've said this since high school because I started watching CSI. One of my friends in high school loved it.
I'm a SVU, so I get it.
Yeah, it was like CSI Miami, I think she used to watch. So I'd watch it when I was over with her. And a part of me was like, okay, do I want to join the FBI?
I could see you in the FBI. Like
Yeah.
I could see you would get like nitty gritty in the facts. Oh my God. I could see you like fighting over the desk with the interview, or what is it called? Not interview, but the person in the room. I could be like, who was it?
Yeah.
Who was it? You know, you can tell me.
I know. And so whenever I watch those shows and there's something going on the news or like I hear about something, I'm like, I could totally solve this case.
Do you get into it? Like
Yeah.
you like start piecing it all together?
No, I just think that it's just like when I watch those shows, I'm like, I could be an FBI. Like, I know how to solve the case.
I love it. I just know.
I just know.
For sure, 100%.
And then with the, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, I was gonna jump back to Real Housewives.
Oh, me
What's
too.
your okay? See, On the same path. What state is your state?
That's so hard. I have an opinion about each one.
Okay, so who was the first one? Your diehard, that's how you got involved in Housewives, and then who do you like watching now?
I think the first one that I really got into was Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you still like true in Blue Bev Hills, or have you moved on?
It's just like whichever one is playing. Because you know how they rotate them throughout?
Yeah.
So I just now watch them all.
They are smart about that. They rotate them, so you always have someone to watch.
Andy Cohen is like...
Genius. He really is. Because even the other shows, like I watch Below Deck, I watch pretty much anything on Bravo. I watch. The only one I don't watch, though, is Potomac.
I've seen like bits and clips of it, but I'm not fully invested.
Agreed. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't know where Potomac is.
I do love, is Candace from Potomac?
Candace is on Potomac, yes.
I love her.
Yeah.
I just think she's great.
I started with, I started when it started with OC, but I fell in love with Atlanta.
Okay.
That was like Nene Leakes.
Yeah.
Portia. Portia was an add-on, but now I'm like in like the Salt Lake vibes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I live for some Salt Lake drama, and then I'm in and out of the New York one.
Okay,
the new New York girls.
So I think those are my top 3 too. Wait, you know my aunt lived down the street from, who's the blonde girl? That owns the beauty lab.
Heather.
My aunt lived down the street from Heather. I guess they're friends.
No way.
So Heather, if you want to come on the Dry Diaries, I would love that.
Yeah,
and
also
like,
Heather, if you need models to come in for Beauty Lab,
she's killing it.
I'm available.
Yeah, it wasn't until I was traveling and I decided I am not a big reader when it comes to books.
Me neither.
But audiobooks I've been getting into. And so I read her book or listened to her book.
Bad Mormon?
Yes.
Okay.
And her story is actually crazy.
Well, she was like,
I didn't give her enough credit.
She was like devout Mormon.
She is like a boss. And I didn't even know that. Like, obviously from the show, yes, I could see that, you know, she's a boss. But
you mean like her mentality and like the way that she like thinks about
and the way that
everything
she built her business is crazy. She was obviously in this marriage. She separated, got a divorce, and then she was doing photography.
Oh, really?
And she was just like really, I guess, well connected in Salt Lake because she was probably doing like, I think she was doing photography for like influencers and like people there.
Okay. Yeah.
So she started doing social media for Beauty Lab. And yeah, well, she like threw an event. I think she like went to them and was like, hey, let me throw you like a launch event. I know all these influencers there.
Wow.
And so she threw it for them and it went really well. And so the guy basically was like, hey, I have a lot on my plate. Like, you can take over the company.
No way.
Yeah.
And that's how she got Beauty Lab.
Yeah. And then now it's just like blown up.
That's crazy. I think they like just moved into a new location or opened up new locations or something. Like, I don't know what, but I mean, hey, shout out to anybody going after their dreams and accomplishing it because it's not easy. And running a business, like.
Yeah. And post-divorce and post getting out of a religious background.
And something that you grew up in and like having to stand on your own. Props to you, Heather girl. Props to you.
Shout out. Oh my gosh, so this is so funny. We're like on the same wavelength because on the way here, I was, for some reason, Erica Jane popped in my head. I love her. Iconic.
Yes.
But I was like, okay, Erica Jane's single. Maybe I should set her up with my dad. That was the thought in my head on the ride here.
I'm deceased.
Yeah,
what?
I know.
That is hilarious. I could see it. That would be wild.
It's not a crazy idea to have, but
Erica Jane, your stepmother.
I know.
You're like, she'd be like, we're more like sisters, so don't ever say that.
No, I mean, I would take her in.
Yeah. Be in your other pocket.
Yeah, no, she's queen. She's living her best life too. Like,
she is. Honestly, she's fun. I like her. Like her, she's like us in the sense of we'll say things off the cuff, and just hope it lands. But if it doesn't, we're like, oh well.
She still doesn't give a.
Yeah, exactly. To put it in better words, not giving a. Yeah, that would be wild though.
And I have another opinion. I think that she created glam on Housewives because before her, there was never a housewife that had glam come with them. on like
Really?
trips
I didn't
and
even
everything
notice
like
that.
that. Yeah, that's what I noticed when watching.
Have you also noticed that there's like a revert in glam? A lot of people are like on camera now doing their own makeup. I'm sure they still get glam 100%, but Kyle does a lot of her own makeup now.
I think she always has.
No, because I know who does her makeup and her hair.
Oh, and
Yeah.
she did it for the show.
And they do it for the show. But recently, I think she's started doing more of her own, which like props to that. After getting glam for years, you should know how to do your makeup.
Yeah.
But her, and then I just saw somebody else on Salt Lake that was also doing their glam. And I'm like, come on, girls. I love seeing a girl who can do her own glam and stand up against the rest of them. You know?
I think my tops, okay, so Beverly Hills tops, obviously like they're all great, but
Yes.
personal tops. Dorit,
Okay.
iconic fashion.
Yes.
I need
Chic.
to know who your stylist is. Can I buy your afterworn clothing? I'm
Your
here for
resale? Can I
it. Your
get your
resale.
resale?
I think she just like separated. Kind of controversial opinion. I don't really like Sutton.
Okay. Okay. I can see that.
I don't think
I could see you really liking her, or I could see you not liking her. Like,
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
maybe because you're both Southern, I feel like you guys would like each other, but
Yeah, I respect the Southern part.
also
But just like her style and everything, it doesn't really align with me. I think it's more,
definitely true.
Yeah.
I could not see you wearing what she wears.
I respect it. It's fine for her.
Do you? Yeah.
But personally, no. Who else is on the show?
Well, there's Kathy. She's coming back.
Okay.
Love Kathy because
Yeah.
Kathy says the craziest shit, and
Yeah.
she's so funny. I literally went to a
And also, she literally birthed Paris
one.
and Nikki.
Yeah,
So, like, how
she's an
can you
iconic
not?
mother.
Yeah.
I went to an event and she was there, and I was like, "Hey, Cam, just say hi. You know, who knows if you'll ever meet her again?" And so I said hi to her, and she said hi to me as if like she knew me. And I was like, "It's so nice to meet you." She's like, "No, we know each other." And I was like, "No, I don't think we. I think this is the first time we've met." She's like, "No, we've met before. Like, I know you." And I was like, "Sure,
Sure.
yeah, we know each other."
We know
I'm
each
like,
other.
"Girl."
I love that.
Yeah, I was so. She's literally how she's on the show. She's so funny and like out of pocket. That is pocket going to be like the new word of the
Pocket
podcast.
is- yeah.
This episode is just going to be pocket.
Pocket.
But yeah, I love her. I think she's going to be great.
You
Arcel.
should have been like, let me do your hair.
Girl, I can't. The
Obviously
celebrity hairstylist, kudos to you because that is just a lifestyle that I am not equipped for right now. Like,
not. I think you are.
well, talent wise, I think I could do it. It's just like at the beck and call. Like,
You're equipped.
yeah, I'm equipped, but
You're equipped and you're ready.
thanks, girl. Oh, you're so sweet. This is what best friends are for, guys. They
No,
hype you
literally,
up.
you have to put it out there because you have done really known people.
Yeah, I've done known people for sure. It's just like you have to fly here on this day and then be back on this day and then wake up at 4 a.m. when I need you. Or it's just like you become a part of their life and you don't really have a life of your own. But also like huge growth and stepping stones, and then you launch into like your own businesses and your own ventures. So sure.
I think you'd be the best for it. If I was a celebrity, I would have Cam come with me just because his personality is great. He can
Good
go with the
time.
punches. Such a good time. Never a dull moment.
I could talk to a wall.
Yeah.
I really could.
Yeah. And trustworthy. I feel like that's probably like one of their biggest things.
That is one of their biggest. Girl, where's the NDA? Let me sign.
I know. Take my life.
Yeah.
Garcelle.
Garcelle, love her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like the hugest fan because I feel like she just backs Sutton, and I don't think Sutton's always right.
Facts.
If they see this episode ever, like that would be so bad. I love you all, and I think you're all amazing.
I mean, it's fine. It's just your opinion.
But I think she like brings like a fresh look to the show. And sometimes she's like super serious in how she talks, where I feel like some of the other ladies try to laugh it off or joke it up.
Yeah.
Who else is on Bev Hills? We're such huge fans. Can't remember you.
Oh, I do like Orange County too.
See, I'm not an Orange County person.
Really?
I'm like an OG Orange County, like Tamara, Vicky. But now I'm like, it's messy. It's messy.
Like Teddy. Was she? Oh, she was Beverly Hills.
Teddy was
like,
Beverly Hills
a couple years ago.
Yep. Heather Dubrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
love.
I feel like she's definitely somebody who's taken like the reality star of it all and like really navigated her own path and become very relevant. Also because, her husband's a huge plastic surgeon. So like he already had his name out there, Beverly Hills and Orange County and stuff like that. So I feel like they make so much money.
I know.
Their houses,
She's
their
just
apartments.
so classy.
Yeah.
And I love when rich people just do rich things and they're not ashamed of it.
Very true. I mean,
And
listen, you work
Heather,
for it.
like, she just puts it out there. She's like, we're taking a trip. We're going on the jet. We're doing this.
Yes.
And she's like,
you got to live in your lifestyle.
We worked for it.
For sure.
So I'm like, cool.
You should.
Maybe one day we'll be there.
Exactly.
But I love watching it until I get there and vicariously living through you.
Oh, 100%. I'm like all these PJs and trips and all that stuff. I'm like, that is the life I want.
That is life. And then with Salt Lake, we already touched on Heather.
I was really disappointed in Jen because I love when there's like representation of like local people like Hawaii or like Polynesian people on TV. I was like, of course, the one Polynesian on Housewives has to be the one to go through all this and go to jail and all this kind of stuff. But
she was so funny too.
She was hilarious. She was so like literally.
Oh my gosh, the person.
Insane.
Yes, the person. Oh wait, what's her name?
Mary.
Mary.
Love Mary. Me and Micah talk about this all the time, and we're like, now that Mary's back, she's carrying this season. Like on her back. That poor woman in her Louboutins and big coats. Like, she must be weighed down, but she's carrying it. She reminds me of that guy, that statue, whatever, of the guy who, like, has the world on his back and is hunched over. Yes. That's Mary.
That's Mary.
And she's carrying Salt Lake City on her back.
And she is one person who truly does not give a...
No, I don't think she understands it. That's why.
And,
And then the words just go straight from here, just right out. Yeah. There's no, like... filtering, shuffling, or whatever.
No. And if some of the things she said, like for instance, like Heather or Whitney said, they would be canceled.
I mean, she literally called Heather an inbreed. I was like,
that's crazy.
Who gets away with that? I was like, that is great. And then Heather confronted her and was like, so do you really think I'm inbred?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I was like, what?
Also, it's so strange. Like, are Heather and Whitney actually related?
Yeah, but they're like cousins of like down the line cousins. But you know, like in high school when you like meet somebody, or I mean, it's very popular in Hawaii that like you discover you're related to somebody. Then all of a sudden, I've never known you my whole life, and now we're just like, oh, we're cousins.
No,
you have that?
But I feel like that's a very Alabama thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you meet a lot of people like that in like college who were like, oh, we're cousins? And
no, not cousins to me.
No, not you, but like people that you've met that were like, oh, we're cousins.
Yeah, or someone's cousin married someone's sister. Like
so then they're related.
Yeah, and then they're related, and then like it's just all weird.
The line, the tree or whatever it is really, really confuffled.
Yeah, and like I think my family's in Canada, Italy, Texas.
Okay. I mean,
and maybe a little bit in Chicago.
I have family like in 8 states, but my mom's from Canada, so my family comes from Canada.
Cute.
But like
I didn't
also
know
like
that.
Scotland, Ireland, Denmark, Germany, and Hawaii. Yeah. Hawaii. Just all over, a little mutt, if you will. Mutt. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your go-to hair trend of the season?
Go-to hair trend of the season. I am obsessed right now with dimensional color. I think it's so pretty and it's so natural. Everybody was really doing bright blonde. That's what I first started off doing, and I like really nailed down the bright blonde.
Yeah.
And every so often I'll just like mention to someone like, hey, what if we just add like a little low light in there? Or
so like me.
Yeah, like you. Exactly. And I think that's so pretty. But even with like brown hair, like adding like just a little bit of caramel in there, you know, just adding dimension, I feel like looks so natural because naturally from the sun, like your hair changes color when you're outside. Yeah. And everyone's going with just this lived-in moment.
Yeah, which is great because keeping up with highlights is such a pain.
And it keeps your hair healthy, and it just, then you come into the salon, we're not trying to make you leave looking like someone we know you can't be.
Yeah.
Because your hair is this short on this side of your head and this long on this side.
True.
But you want to keep your length, all 3 pieces in the back. Like,
and be bleach blonde.
Exactly. So I'm loving the dimension and the lived-in moment that's happening.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's one hair product you can't live without? For yourself, but also for your clients.
One hair product. Okay, so for my clients, I would say it's like a tool or like a product.
Either or.
I would say for my clients, it would be like some kind of a leave-in. It can be anything. I love leaf-in flower, the spray that I gave you, that blue bottle.
Yeah.
It smells so good. It helps your hair dry faster. I mean, they have different types of them. It also leaves like this amazing scent in your hair, and texture spray. It's like my
What's your favorite brand?
Favorite brand for texture spray is either going to be Unite or the hair shop where I get my extensions for my clients from. Like they make an amazing one. And then For myself, I feel like my favorite is, I don't know, just like a hair oil, something that like add moisture back into the hair. I don't know. My hair's been on a journey in my years. So we're just trying to make sure it stays there.
Yeah, I feel like last time I saw you, you had a little bit of blonde.
I did have blonde. And then I wanted to go this like natural blonde. So like very like mousy color.
Yeah.
So I bleached my whole head.
Okay.
Went mousy blonde. That takes too much time. You have to retone it every single week for me because I wash my hair every day. So then I was like, well, let's just go dark. And this is actually like closer to my natural color anyways. So,
yeah.
But you know, you always get the opinions.
You're like embracing fall winter too.
Yeah, unintentionally, but I'm definitely embracing it now. Fried it all off, so I got to live with what's happening right now.
We've all been there. So if you weren't a hairstylist, what would you be?
If I wasn't a hairstylist, if I was not a hairstylist, I would hope that I would have been like an actor or a model like I moved out here for. And I still like sometimes think about it. I'm like, what if I just went back and tried? Who knows? Maybe someday like I will. I would have been that. There was never anything else. I know some people like grow up like, I want to be a firefighter. Or I want to be like a doctor or whatever. Like I was like, I want to be an actor.
I could so see that.
I want to be a model. But as I got older, I realized I just wanted to be famous. Although I love acting, love modeling, like I think there's such like creative places that I can express myself. I'm a different person. I just want it to be known. But you can do that in any industry, which is what I think people are realizing now, even with like hair. Like you have the Chris Appletons and Priscilla Baez and all these people, like you can create this like, not celebrity, I guess it's a sense of celebrity in whatever industry you're in. A brand.
That's like such an interesting topic too. A lot of people are just like, I want to be famous.
Yeah.
And it's what's the reason behind you being famous? Because there are a lot of people out there that are, I would say, just as successful or more successful than a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
But their name isn't out there in the public.
And they get to enjoy life just like, you know, I feel like a lot of people want to be famous for like the money aspect, obviously. But that's the thing too, is like fame doesn't equate to money. Like sometimes you're like well known, but you see all these like people who are like well known that like still live in a little apartment or whatever it is. But I feel like for me, I wanted to be famous doing something. It was always to be famous for something, not just to be famous.
Yeah.
Whether that was like as an actor or a model or doing hair now. I would love for that to be the reality of it. But I agree. Some people just want to be in the spotlight. Which also I'm not hating on because I love a good spotlight with a filter.
We love a good pat moment.
Like a Kardashian filter they put on their cameras all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Just look like babies.
Full on babies.
Little baby children running
not
around.
Not the smooth at 100.
Yeah.
That's so
funny. God, not the Facetune.
Oh my gosh, Facetune. That was crazy.
That was the time.
I used to Facetune the out of my photos.
Yeah, same. Sometimes, do you ever do a deep dive?
So embarrassing. Now I won't even touch it because I'm too scared. I'm like, I have such PTSD. I'm like, my photos are what they are.
Exactly.
I'll put a little Tezza filter over it.
100%.
Create the vibe and they get put out there.
Yeah. Do you ever doom scroll through like your Instagram and make it to a point where you're like, whoa, like these are still up here and why was I going so ham?
No, because when I moved out here, I archived a bunch of my photos. Also, I really didn't get into Instagram, I would say, until senior year of college. So I was probably like a little late to the game. Also, I went to Alabama and everything's a little bit behind probably.
Okay.
And so, but yes, like looking back at my photos post, that is so tragic.
Wild.
Also, I had a moment where I moved out here and I thought extensions were a good idea. So I went to a random place I don't know where. And I was like bleach blonde and they put extensions in my hair that were too heavy. So a lot of my hair broke off.
Oh God.
And so I had to go completely brown.
You brown?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a stage.
It was a moment. I don't know if it was the moment,
it was not the moment. It was not the moment. And those photos need to be wiped off the internet forever.
Forgetting that year.
Yeah.
Never happened.
If we had to give each other a caution warning, what would it be?
A caution warning. If I had to say you were like giving you like maybe don't do this as much, like a caution warning, or like people look out for this.
Yeah. Someone said, caution, Alex might wear sunglasses inside.
Oh, I was going to go more like deep. Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna
you
say
did.
like, caution, she might look like a bitch, but she's actually really sweet. Yeah.
Thanks.
Because I feel like a lot of times people just don't understand your personality and like
Yeah.
how you emote and express until they get to know you. Like after I knew you, I was like, who said it? Somebody said it the other day. Was it Micah or was like, yeah, like when I first met Alex, I was like, who is this girl? I need to know who she is. Everybody's talking about her. And then we met you and you were so nice. Like you welcomed us into your home. We kept hanging out. And I think then we started having actual conversations. And I would just have your back the entire time. I'm like, you guys don't understand. You're just not lucky enough to understand maybe.
Also, I don't really wear my emotions on my sleeves.
Yes, that is true.
I have to feel you out. And I think also as I've gotten older, I've learned to be a little bit more reserved of who I give my energy
Like
into.
particular picking and choosing.
Yeah. But I swear I'm nice.
You are nice. No, honestly, the one thing, and when you first asked the question, this is what I was going to say, is that my caution to you would be, which it's so weird that it's a thing because it does take time for like people to get into like your circle. Like you're very off the bat, like super welcoming, but like to get into your circle, like you're very choosy with who you allow in there. But a lot of people in that circle I've seen use you and then like totally you over. So that was my caution was gonna be like, just remember, like, don't
boundaries, bitch.
Boundaries. Don't give to everybody, even though that's like just who you are as a person. Some people need to earn it. And then some people just don't deserve it.
My caution was like a little bit not as serious.
No. Okay, what was yours then? Keep it light, keep it airy.
I was
what was
going to
yours?
say caution might force you to drink too many tequila shots and have too good of a time.
That's great. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, cut mine. Don't even use it.
No,
That's good.
I love it. But I mean, I can't really think of like a more serious one.
Oh, you don't have to get serious.
You don't really have like...
I feel like I'm just like a bubbly person. I mean, I can be serious. We've had deep combos, but I like that one because it's true. I will heavily encourage, not force, heavily encourage people to have a shot of tequila or 5.
I think that also, you know, having a good time, but another thing is caution may just pop up real quick. And like in the sense of both you and Micah, which shout out to Micah, that's Cam's fiance. We love her. But since I met you guys not even that long ago, 4 years ago, the amount of things that you guys have done and, you know, become successful in.
That's sweet.
Micah started her own business. She went from a dancer and now she has her own company. And it's doing really well. The growth that it's had, and even the last years.
They've only really been doing it since COVID ended.
Yeah.
And then that was what, I think 2 years they were together. They own a food truck, by the way, you guys. It's a baking company, but they do a food truck.
Eat stupid good.
Eat stupid good. But yeah, from 2 years, and then they were like, oh, third year, let's open a truck.
Yeah.
That's huge for
They
a
have
business.
the cutest truck. Also, like any birthday parties or events, I've had a lot of my friends go to them too, but they do the cutest designs. Anything you want done. When I had a Barbie party, when I needed a cake.
They did your Barbie stuff.
Yeah, they did the heart cake for me, I think. Oh, yeah, the pink one. It was so cute. They also are vegan and gluten-free, and some of their pastries. I haven't tried it yet, but they also have coffee, which I've heard is
Their
like
coffee
amazing.
is great. It's crack coffee. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like if you were drinking it to wake up, like you will be awake.
You'll wake
Trust
up.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for you, the amount of success. Okay, so when I met Cam, you weren't even really doing, or you were just starting to do hair?
No,
like,
I was still, I think I had just, like COVID had happened and I was managing a tanning salon. It was like the first job I ever had in LA and I did it for 8 years, I think. But I was still technically employed by them and just doing hair for fun, like hair and makeup on like you guys and my friends and all that kind of stuff.
And now he's freaking with training, or you trained under like Bo,
Yeah,
who's
trained under Bo.
a celebrity hairstylist.
Yeah.
He's had a really successful career.
Now we both have a salon that we share and we both own together, which is crazy. Yeah.
Which it takes years for people to do that.
For sure. And thank God for him because he really helped me and taught me. But yeah, I guess it's so crazy because like when other people say it, then you hear it. But for yourself, you know, you're always trying to grow. So like the thought of how successful you've been. Yeah. Because everybody has their like pinnacle of success, right? I'm not successful until I'm this, but like doing all this stuff is hard.
Yeah.
And then living a life outside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like just keeping up maintenance for yourself. And then also now that you guys are engaged, like planning a wedding, there's so much that goes into it. And I think that's a huge thing too. Even I look back and like the different things I've done is having a friend, because obviously you don't really do that for yourself. But having a friend that can put things in perspective for you is huge too.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Because I feel like it's also just seeing it from an outside perspective that you trust versus just hearing it from like any random person who's like, oh, how long have you been doing this? That's great for you. Versus somebody who's like seen you in the trenches and then also been through the hard times and then be like, no, but remember, like you made it here.
Remember, we were in the trenches.
Remember, we were down and dirty, girl. We were going to war.
We did it. We came so far. Yeah, no, it is crazy. And also, I think there's a weird stigma, and maybe this is just an LA thing, but people not acknowledging other people's success enough. And I don't know if it's a competition thing.
I think it's definitely a competition thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a competition and like a jealousy thing. And I feel like in a lot of other places, not even, I mean, I think for me, it's like LA. Like, and I mean, maybe like bigger cities like New York or whatever it is. And the industry in which we're in. That is the one thing is like everyone thinks which there are only so many people who make it to this point. Going back to what we were saying about like, being famous or whatever. So everybody's like out to get each other. It's, unless you're like my friend, I can't support you too much because then you're going to do better than me. And then I'm going to feel some type of way about it. Yeah. So let me pat you on your back, but not help you. Yeah.
Which I think is so crazy because honestly, there's so many people in this world, so many positions, so much money. Like there's enough room for everyone and everything, like for everything and everyone to be successful. So like, why are we gatekeeping? That's my pet peeve is I hate gatekeepers.
Yeah. No, I totally 100% agree with that because it's also like people who gatekeep, I can't tell you what this product is because like, girl, what do you mean? That product has been out. Like, it's a company owns it. You don't own it.
Either way, I'm going to find out, and my skin's going to be dewy too. So.
Hello, have you ever heard of reverse Google search?
Yeah.
All I have to do is plug it in there, and I will know exactly what you're talking about.
Especially ChatGPT. Like,
yes. What is blah, 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 and then boom, there you go. Yeah. AI. Here we are.
Oh, my gosh. Honestly, I was kind of scared of AI for a while, but I've started to use ChatGPT for work stuff and
same.
Wow.
Same. I'm like, I can't think of a caption for this post.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? And then it's that's perfect. Just copy paste.
I know.
It's not all the time. Fun. Sometimes I really sit and think about it, but I think there's like a level for sure of my comfortability with the AI stuff. Like I definitely think like I love the fact that we grew up in this time of like technology and not technology. And I hope it doesn't go too far to the point where nobody knows how to do anything themselves. Yeah. That would be scary.
Well, I think it might be getting there. But I think that it's going to be like 10 years from now. Like,
it was like 50, so
if we have
be
kids,
gone.
They're not going to know what a cassette player is. A VCR is going to be retro.
Literally. No, it's going to be like, girl, I was still taking the floppy disk to school.
Yeah, it's literally the equivalent of what we think about a black and white TV.
Very true. Yeah, so true. Or like a dial phone.
A typewriter.
A typewriter. God. I used to love whiteout. Remember that's how they would
I used to love whiteout.
Yeah, white out your fingernails as paint.
No, I don't think so. The one thing I did do is that I would fake reading glasses because I thought that they looked cute because I'd get the ones from Limited Too that were the non-prescription.
Yeah.
And I think at one point I couldn't, it was Claire's. I think I got them.
Okay.
And before I found them at Claire's, I got them at God knows where, and
like
they were
CVS
reading.
Or whatever.
Actually, I was walking around fully not seeing. Everything was blurry, but it was cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and the best thing was, which one of my old friends, every time I see him, he always reminds me of this. He's, Alex, remember in the 5th grade when you were giving your presentation and I was like tapping on the chalkboard? I guess I decided to put on press-on nails. From Limited Too. And I like showing it and I press it. Sound. Oh no, my nail fell off giving the presentation in front of the class.
Clap pink.
I'm like,
listen,
wow.
You were just trying. You were living your best life.
Excuse me, press on nails is a trend. I was like,
you were ahead of your time.
Iconic back then. So but speaking of AI stuff, what is one conspiracy you believe in? Or you're like your favorite to like rabbit hole down?
Okay. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. Like, I like to just live in my bubble of reality. But you always talk to me about conspiracies. So I feel like you give me like all the stuff I need to know. But one of the ones that I feel like, and maybe it's because of everything happening right now, I heavily believe that there is like this greater power in Hollywood that there's just an unknown. And like, unless you're in that circle, you don't know what goes on. Yeah. And to think that I wanted to be like a famous actor and be in this world that you think as a kid is just, oh my God, I get to be on movie sets and live in these moments. But there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. Like that stuff, I definitely rabbit hole down. Did you know, conspiracy, that there's like underground tunnels in Los Angeles for like celebrities, and there's like Starbucks under them? Did you see that video? Yes. I was like, is this real? Yeah. And they don't have to pay? I know. I'm like, they're rich. If they're driving through these underground tunnels and getting free Starbucks, I have to get all my stars and then redeem them? Get out of here.
But also, I just have a question. Why are celebrities drinking Starbucks?
Because they're basic like us. Like,
I know,
we all enjoy
like,
it.
I just... Yeah.
Like, how do you mean, why are they drinking it? Because they should just be, like, having their own person at home living their...
No, I just think that there's so much better coffee out there.
There definitely is better coffee.
But maybe Starbucks somehow involved, too. I just have a question. Everyone on the Diddy list, are they testifying? Are they included?
There was, like, a thing that somebody said where it's, like, some of them are just like as witnesses, but they're not like involved. It's if you were at a place that he was at, like you might be called to be a witness, but there are other people who are more involved obviously, that will be called up or charged or an accessory to or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested. I want to know who is involved, and I have my list of people who I truly believe was not involved, and I can't accept the fact that they would be involved.
It's just going to be such an interesting thing when it all happens. It really will be.
I have to wait how long?
Till May 5th.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
That's crazy.
That's what Jaguar Wright said.
Oh my gosh, she's crazy. If you guys want to know the ins and outs, like this woman will give you
Jaguar
the ins
Wright
and out.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
The things she knows, and I believe a lot of it.
The people imitating her on TikTok.
Oh, I haven't seen imitations yet.
You have to go. They just imitate the way that she speaks and goes about things. It's so funny.
She talks almost like who's that character that talk like almost like Yoda, like where it's like talks with a question, but then like answers it herself. She's like,
that's a very good psychological tool.
I mean, I would believe that it is. I've watched pretty much every video that she's in, so I'm pretty sure she's doing a great job at grabbing the audience.
It's repeating. If someone asks you a question, it's repeating the question back to them.
So that way, well, it's also the correct way to speak. Like, that's what they teach you in school. And I took this like class for, what is it called? You know, when you're on the like school news or whatever it is, and they're like,
media.
When you're interviewing, media. When you're interviewing somebody, like always make sure that you can tell them like repeat the question back to me. It's also great for like cuts and edits and all that stuff as well. You know.
Well, I'm not media trained, so
you're doing great.
You're
doing great.
Doing it as it goes. Okay, so we briefly talked about like the hairstyling, working with Bo, everything like that. Can you just give us like a brief background synopsis of how you got into hair, where you are now?
Okay, for sure. Yes, so I got into hair just by teaching myself. When I was super young, I would use like my cousins and my mom, and I would just apply hair and makeup. And thank God for them, because I really did them dirty in the beginning. But then as I got older and YouTube came out, YouTube was like a huge learning moment for me, and it still is when it came to styling. I was a huge stylist before I started doing color and extensions and stuff like that. And then I think the biggest moment was when Bo, who's like my best friend, who I also work with now, who I apprenticed under, came over to my tanning salon one day and was just like, listen, when you're tired of wasting your life way behind a counter working for somebody else, the salon's open. And so then that was how it all kind of like rolled into creating a career out of this versus it just being a hobby.
That is like such a true testament to some things in your life have a purpose for another reason. I mean, I've been there. There's a lot of moments where you're probably like, why am I working at this tanning salon? Or what am I doing here? There's so much more I want to be doing.
It was literally never on my list of what I wanted to do.
Right. Not that it's a bad job.
Not that it's bad, no.
But it's just being in a position and then it opens another door, which literally opens a whole career for you. Now you own a salon. That's just like crazy.
I got my first commercial agent by working at the tanning salon. I met celebrities by working at the tanning salon. I met my fiance working at the tanning salon.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
It's crazy. I don't remember meeting her when she met me, but we did meet there apparently.
Oh my God.
She always gives me crap about it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, you're so right. You never know the things in your life that you're doing that might eventually become like what you're passionate about.
Right.
Because you do them for fun, right? So like they always say like you're never working if you're having fun. And I was just having fun and not being paid for it. So now I get paid for having fun.
Yeah, which is so cool.
Win-win.
And everything has a purpose. So maybe if you're in a career and you feel like you're not really fulfilling your purpose, then I would say like stick to it, or something is going to come out of it. Totally. Like everything is a stepping stone.
For sure.
Yeah, love that. Okay, so now we're just going to deep dive into hair questions.
Let's do it.
What's your most memorable hair transformation?
Most memorable hair transformation. I have two that I was really proud of. My first one would be, I did my cousin's hair. She was like this like black box dye, blue tips at the end, wanted to be copper.
And we're no box dye, right?
No box dye. Nobody. I mean, listen, if you are older and you're at home and like you're literally doing it because you're doing the one color that you're going to have for the rest of your life till you die, sure. Go for it. If you're like, you know, a grandma.
If you're like 80 and like it's coming to an end, just keep box dyeing. Like, this is basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
so the answer is no box dye.
Yeah, no box dye. No box dye. But yeah, she wanted to be copper. So I did it all in one transformation. So she was here on vacation. That's why. So I like bleached her hair, got like all of the black box dye went orange. The blue went green. So then she was like orange and green. Did one more application and somehow got everything to be like a cohesive color. It was like an orangey yellow blonde. And then I just toned it with Shades EQ, which is like a toner. And it came out great. And I was so shocked because what people don't understand is like they see a hairstylist and they think, oh my God, like they're just doing hair. There's so much chemistry and science that goes behind it. And that was in the beginning of when I started apprenticing. And I was like, it's clicking. And I think that was like a proud moment for me because it clicked in my head without the help of asking somebody like, this cancels this and this is what you should apply. And so that was a really proud moment.
Hairstylists are scientists.
We are scientists. It's crazy. And
Chemists.
I was never good at chemistry in high school. I was actually in basic chemistry. So to think that I'm like formulating now is wild to me.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So you wouldn't suggest like going from like blonde to black, right? You need to gradually.
You can go from blonde to black. I never suggest it because like it's such a shock. If somebody wants it though, like you're paying, so you get what you want.
But you advise them before, hey, I will do this if this is what you want, but it may...
It's not what I recommend or
break off your hair, yeah.
Well, if you're going from black to blonde, like you're not going there because your hair probably won't allow you to. And I'm going to be honest with you off the jump, which I feel like most hairstylists are or should be. Because
I love when hairstylists
you have to tell people, especially if you're using box dye, like that stuff's permanent. It is not going anywhere. It is sticking in your hair. So to think that you're going to walk out of here like a beautiful beachy blonde is crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
And if we get you there, you'll probably walk out with 85% less hair than you have on your head at the moment.
Yeah.
But you can go from blonde to black. I think anybody who goes darker, though, as a stylist, I've learned that
they don't like it as much.
No, you just have to do less than what they think they want. Because a lot of people it's a shock, right? Imagine you go to sleep one night, you're blonde, and you wake up the next day and you have black hair. And also, not everybody looks good in the same colors. We always just recommend, let's gradual. Like, what if we go with a nice, like, blonde first, and then we can go to a brown, and then you can do your black hair after that. But at the end of the day, like, the customer's paying. So if that's what you want, I will get you as close as I can to what you want.
Yeah, I will never be asking to go back.
And I will never be doing it, even if you do.
I'm like one of the probably most high maintenance clients. So I think I was like one of your first extension clients.
Yeah, you were my first extension client.
Yeah, so I'm the OG. And honestly, it was great. It took a while.
Yeah. You were like, when I first got in the salon and I was like bringing in like my first client, there was a learning curve that I had to get into it, especially because doing hair on a mannequin is so different from doing it on somebody who has an actual head of hair and a personality and an opinion. And
I just needed to move a little bit down. You just spent 2 hours sewing in the weft.
She's like, this doesn't feel right. I'm like, totally fine. Like, I'll take it down. No problem. Yeah.
No, I thought it was great. Like, obviously.
But now it's because of that. That and like the other people that have Mackenzie and Micah have allowed me to do their hair. I feel like so much more confident going into it. And you've brought in all these girls to me that do extensions.
Yeah. Now he's like an extension expert. That's one of your things.
I love doing extensions. And if I was to migrate into a realm, it would be extensions. Yeah.
So I get this question all the time. What kind of extensions do you have? What do you recommend? And so what would you say?
There's so many different types of extensions. My favorite they're like the Bentley of extensions. They're keratips. So they're like little keratin bonds that you twist onto or bond onto like sections of hair, small sections. Yeah. They're like they're basically invisible if they're applied correctly. Yeah. 360-degree motion. You can put them up, all that kind of stuff. There's also wefts, there's tapes, there's so many methods of installing them as well. I would say anybody who's looking to get extensions, talk to somebody who is like a specialist in it. Don't just go to any random, because it all depends on what your lifestyle is, what kind of hair texture you have, your hair type, how you want to wear it. Like if you're somebody who's going to wear your hair up, you're probably not going to want like huge chunky wefts or like extensions all the way up to the top or bottom of your head. So I would say definitely talk to your stylist about it.
But if you have fine hair, you shouldn't be getting wefts necessarily.
If you have, for me personally, I think if you have fine hair, like you could do one weft. Okay. But I would, create bigger sections of hair for it to hold on to. But I wouldn't recommend like what you have on like somebody with fine hair, because that would just pull the hair out of their head. Go with a keratip or like a tape-in, something lighter that's like going to help you and not hurt you. Yeah. And, everyone can do them. Curly hair, straight hair. They have so many different textures and qualities that companies are coming out with now that it's just, the possibilities are endless.
I've tried both, keratips and wefts. I would say if you want length, I would do wefts. For keratips, if you are just looking for volume and like a little length, then do those. But
weft and tapes are going to give you more of that like thickness if that's what you're looking for. And especially if you're going to go with long hair, anything over 18 inches, like you need to have a substantial amount of hair, because if not, you're going to look like you just have stragglers at the bottom. It won't look cute.
I walk in and I'm like, Cam, I need my hair to touch my butt.
Yes.
And then now I'm out of that phase and it's a little shorter.
Your hair is maturing. You're maturing. Your hair is maturing with you as you go. Yeah. Alex was my first client who was like, so can I get 26 inches? And I was like, 26? The company I work with didn't even sell that at the time. So I'm like online, like finding like all these like vendors and stuff like that. And then she wouldn't let me cut them ever. Like she's, no, we'll just leave it. You can cut it on the second time.
I know. I probably should have cut it. But I also have very coarse hair. I think my real hair is like right to here. Yeah. So it can hold a lot of hair. That's my mindset. Who knows if it's true or not. But okay, so now we are going to dive into Dear Dry Diaries. Ooh. So I have people submit to anonymous questions, or people submit anonymous questions. Yeah. And then I have my guests give feedback along with myself.
Let's do it. This is like deep diving into somebody's diary. This
I know,
like juicy.
Right?
Okay.
But I always say what we're saying is not Bible, so it's just our advice. So if it's anything crazy,
take it if you think
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Okay. Dear Dry Diaries, my boyfriend says he doesn't like when I wear makeup because he prefers my natural look. Should I stop wearing makeup for him or keep doing what makes me feel confident?
Do what makes you feel confident. 100%. 100%. I mean, I'm probably going to say this with every question, but obviously have a conversation about it. Great compliment that he loves you in a natural face, a natural beat, or no beat at all. But no, nobody should ever tell you what you're supposed to do with yourself. And if that's going to be a deal breaker, then bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I agree. I think it's very sweet when a guy gives you a compliment. Oh, you look so pretty natural. I love
or you don't
wear makeup or you don't need it. Yeah. But if you feel confident and you're going out with your friends or it's an everyday thing of like work or whatever, do what makes you feel confident. You're living in your own body.
For sure.
And he's an add-on.
Yeah, 100%. So 100%.
Yeah. Dear Dry Diaries, I'm struggling to balance my career, social life, and self-care. How do I avoid burnout and still make time for myself?
I mean, honey girl,
Welcome to the club.
you're speaking to the choir. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I deal with that every day.
Every day.
I'm still dealing with that. Even
Same.
more so now that I'm planning a wedding. I've never felt such an amount of stress. I'm also like, I have major FOMO about everything. I'm just like, that is just who I am. I just want to be a part of it. So I will say yes to everything, burn myself out, and then be like, I'm not talking to you for a month. No one contact me, and then pop up on Instagram and be like, you guys might be wondering where I've been. Doing the same thing. I go out of burnout. But I think what I'm learning is that it's okay to say no to things. Like, because most of the time...
I know. I'm trying to get him to go to Stagecoach, stand on my boots. And he's, no, Alex, I'm planning a wedding. I'm like, what about my birthday?
But you're also like, let's go to Florida. How about you come to London? What about Mexico? I'm like, Jesus, woman. But I would just say, like, I'm dealing with that now. And what I'm learning is, like, one, it's okay to say no to things. Because half the time that you feel like you're going to miss out on something, it probably won't even be what you expect.
Yeah.
And you get to a point where you're so burnt out that you're just not helping yourself, which I think is the most important thing. We all forget about ourselves, especially if, you know, like me and you, we're such giving person. So we'll like go and fulfill somebody else's pot. And then ours starts to empty and we just feel like you can't give it to yourself. And so once you start forgetting about yourself, what you can give to somebody else doesn't matter. And like, why would you want to give them that either? I think just learn to skip certain things, make sure you're good, and also create a routine and a plan. And will always help aid you in like doing it in a scheduled manner where you don't feel like, you know, you're going to pass out.
Time blocking, setting priorities. I think especially this year, like you were saying, like I have been like an extremist in a lot of ways because I've been traveling. So it's either like I'm full on traveling and working at the same time and also socializing. But whenever I've returned back from traveling, it's been the complete opposite. It's been I'm sleeping, working,
like
and at home and not seeing anybody because
because you've
need
just
to
depleted yourself.
Recharge my social battery, and sleep is just so important to me. Yeah, I would just say try to time block, also put yourself first, and do what makes you feel like whatever is going to make and present the best version of you.
For sure. Feel your own self before you start giving it away to everybody else.
Yeah. Dear Dry Diaries, my girlfriend doesn't like the way I dressed and constantly makes comments about my fashion choices. Should I change my style for her or stay true to my own taste? This is so funny.
We always love a suggestion, right? We always love a suggestion or help.
Yes.
But speaking from personal experience, do not tell me what to wear. Do not tell me how to dress. I will do it myself because it makes me feel good. I'm like, how do I answer this? Because no, I would say, listen, take the opinion, try it out for sure. Like you never know because you might enjoy it as much as they do on you or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if you feel good, how you look and what you're wearing, wear it. I get constant backlash and not backlash. It's so drama. I get constant opinions about how I dress and where I shop and what I wear. And I will tell you that I go out every single time, and this is not to be conceited. I'm always complimented on how I look. Always.
Yeah.
And even when I go out with like my girlfriends, my fiance, people will not compliment them because they're so fixated on what I'm wearing.
Yeah. Which I think is a US thing. So we kind of talked about this before, but people have such an opinion on the way that you dress because like you dress very high fashion. You're like
European.
You invest into a wardrobe, and it's not every guy. I'm sorry, like you're not gonna. I mean, maybe
well,
I've seen some, but
what you wear with your sexuality, and that's such a crazy mentality to be in because half the time after they find out that like I have a fiance who's a girl, they're like my best friend.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
attached
that's so
at the
dope.
hip, and they want to have all these conversations and ask my opinion. I'm like,
your style is very European.
Very European.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Europe is because they really don't care.
Oh, no.
You are who you are.
The way you dress is like normal. Like you would never, ever be questioned.
So
But also on the catch, like there has been guys that I've dated that I've not necessarily, they need a little elevation, let's just say.
Yes.
So
Such a
I
smart
just
answer.
like suggest pieces, or honestly, I'll just buy them and be like, hey, I got this for you, whether it's for like their birthday or whatever it is. I mean, I've never had any negative feedback, obviously. Clearly. But I will say, just ask her, okay, what would you prefer? What do you like, or what do you think? And let her give her opinion, and you can decide if you like it or not. Or try it on, because there's been pieces I've shown my exes or like guys I've dated in the past, and they've been like, oh my God, I would never wear that. And then they put it on and they're like, oh, this is cool. This vintage jacket. Love it.
Or it makes you feel some type of way that you didn't know you could feel, and you can like wear it to have a whole new persona. Yeah, wear what you want to wear, but also take the opinion, because clearly she's your girlfriend. So she's only caring about you. Yeah. Hopefully.
Dear Dry Diaries, I went on a date with a guy and didn't hear from him after. Do I reach out or just move on? I thought it went well.
Okay, what I hate is like the whole game playing thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's because how old we are, or not old, we're older. Like I hate the game playing thing. If you feel the need to reach out, reach out. They're not mature enough to respond in a way that's just, oh, nice, thanks for checking in. That's on them, that's not on you. So I would say, yeah, if you had a great time and you felt like the vibes were there, reach out, because if he doesn't respond or if he doesn't reciprocate, there's your answer, and you can stop wasting your time waiting around or investing.
I agree. Yeah.
That's what I would say. Quick and easy. Same.
I'm like, honestly, same. I mean, not that I'm like out here dating around, but if I was to go to dinner with a guy, I would reach out and just be like, hey, thanks for dinner. Had fun. Thank you for the night. Thank you.
You can keep it light. Like, it doesn't have to be like,
it doesn't have, I just feel like, just say thank you. I had fun. And
hope you had a great night too.
Or what if he doesn't respond?
Then there's your answer. Move on. Don't waste your time. Yeah, I wouldn't say. Or like, if you want to send a second text, for sure, send a second text. But like, wait a little bit. Yeah. Don't like just
please don't
creep
blow
on
up
the
his
phone.
phone.
Yeah, that's like not the move.
To be honest, if a guy's interested, he's gonna text you.
100%.
It may not be right after either. Like some guys are busy and
life is still happening, and obviously it's their first time going on a date. So like you're still learning about each other, and like you might not know like what activities are planned, or if they have a workout routine that they have to make it to. So if they didn't text you back right away, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you also feel the need to text them to get clarity, text them.
Love. Dear Dry Diaries, what are natural remedies you use to maintain your health, or if you don't want to take medicine? I love good potions.
Yeah, I feel like you're so much better at this, because I'm like, give me the Dayquil.
Yeah.
Where's the medicine from the drugstore?
I don't take Tylenol, Advil. I'll occasionally, like if it's bad, take Zyrtec. But to be honest, I have talked about this before. Biocidin, it's a microbiome that you use, and it kills all the bacteria in your stomach. Also like parasites. It changed my skin, because I used to struggle with, remember, random cystic acne. Now it's like very far and few between. I get it, like maybe right before the time of the month. But besides that, it helps so much. Also with bloating.
Your gut, that's why it like affects your body. Like it's such a huge player in the game of like how you feel, how you look.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
And then there's also something that I wanted to start trying. But I don't know if this is a natural remedy. It's called NAD.
I feel like I've seen these letters together. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so all the celebrities, the way that they stay looking young is because NAD.
What is that?
It is some sort of vitamins. It's something in your system. Okay, we're born with a lot of NAD when we're a baby.
Okay.
As you get older, your NAD decreases and you lose it, which is like what is making you look youthful. And your eyesight, everything, your skin, collagen, all of that. I think too, even in your brain health as well.
Okay.
So it's been a thing for a while. I've been wanting to try it, but like recently I feel like it's becoming more of a fad. But I talked to a nurse that does it. It is quite expensive. There are shots that you can do for it, but it's also like an actual IV. And depending on how much NAD you've lost over the years is the way the IV impacts you. This is like a 3 to 4 hour IV.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Because they have to drip it so slow into you to see how your body reacts.
Gotcha.
Because it can make you feel like you're woozy or high or whatever.
Interesting.
And
wow.
so, yeah, it's supposedly like the results are crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow. You always know all these like things.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the celebrities are doing it.
No, I'm going to try it soon and I will get back to you. But another thing I do is I do get IVs quite often. I have a hard time methylating vitamins. So whereas someone like you may be able to go take, vitamin B.
Yeah.
Or vitamin C, and like it will
like
absorb.
work in my system.
For me, I have NTHFR, which is a genetic thing, which is so crazy. I only know it because my aunt had it, and it's like a whole thing. But basically, you just can't methylate vitamins well. So I get IVs like every 2 to 3 weeks just to make sure I'm not like being depleted.
Yeah.
And I've seen a big difference of getting it. Some people are like, oh, it's so woo-woo, it doesn't work. But honestly, I've done before and after blood result test. And yeah, because I used to be really low in vitamin D. And after getting IVs for a bit of time, now it's starting to finally balance out.
That's insane. I mean, great though. Great that you figured it out and found it out. I don't really have like remedies, like natural remedies for like your stomach or your body. I have them for your hair though, like easy things that you can do for your hair. Guys, bone broth.
Oh,
bone broth is so inexpensive. You can get the one in the box. We like the one in the packet. Right?
Yeah,
you like the packet
I do the
one?
packet and the box now.
Yeah. So if you can stomach just like a cup of bone broth a day or every other day.
Beef bone broth.
Yes.
Is the best.
It has so much protein in it, and protein is so vital in growing hair, as well as like other things like bones and all that kind of stuff in your body. Yeah. And then if you're somebody who's experiencing like hair loss or wants to help with hair growth, rosemary oil and cloves. If you can buy rosemary oil on Amazon, or you can go to like your fresh foods market or whatever it is. And cloves, if you can make your own home remedy, and you basically put them in and let it soak in there. When you're like right before your wash day, or if you want to sleep in it, you can. The scent is intense.
Can you sleep on it with extensions?
So the only thing is with your extensions, it would be hard to maintain your extensions as long as you want to have them in for. You might need to go in and get it moved up sooner or whatever, especially if it's a tape or if it's like a bead.
Or maybe just do it on like the crown of your head.
Anybody with extensions, we just say do it on the crown of your head, like where your baby hairs are, or some people who have short hair in the nape of their neck, do it in those areas and then wash it off, and it is helping. What
about olive oil? Is that like a misconception?
I don't know. I've never recommended olive oil. I'm sure olive oil is great because I recommend coconut oil for anybody that needs like moisture back in their hair. So I'm sure olive oil is just as great. I mean, it comes from an olive. It's natural.
Yeah. Castor oil?
Castor oil is amazing as well. I castor oil my eyebrows and my eyelashes.
I do castor oil packs. So if anyone is like struggling with bloating or just digestive issues or swelling, whatever it may be, you can go and buy, it's just basically like a cloth that like straps, like clicks on, but you put castor oil on first, and you can like, you rub it around your belly button for a couple, like 2 minutes, and you put it on top and you sleep with it. And the next day, I'm not kidding you, you can tell a difference.
No
Please
way.
try it and let me know, because like my stomach, like I can,
does it need to be like a specific cloth, or it's just more so like the castor oil?
I mean, I think that I have one off of Amazon. It's like white on the inside. It's like almost like a terry cloth, and the outside is like a brown. Okay. It's really cheap, like $15.
Okay. Cool.
And
I'll definitely
they have ones for your legs and like your arms.
So interesting. And does it like pull out toxins and
stuff
like that?
Yeah, it pulls out toxins. Okay. You can do it on your feet. They have like castor oil packs to put on your feet.
Those are wild, yeah.
Yeah, wild.
I've seen some of those. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's insane that all of that is living in your body.
I know. Also, this is so crazy. I like got so sick. This is like post Europe. And I feel like it's the thing everyone's getting, but it's like the cough, the congestion.
Yeah, I had it too like a month ago, and it lasted for 3-4 weeks.
And I have asthma. And so my mom, she's into natural things too. And so she came over and she brought me garlic and onions to put at the bottom of my feet.
Yes. Have you never heard of this? You just cut an onion in half and you stick it on the bottom of your feet?
Yes, I did that.
Yeah. Do you feel like it worked?
And I feel like it worked. It was crazy.
Interesting. I've never done it myself, but I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah. And
also digesting garlic.
Yes.
Like raw garlic cloves. So good. I love it.
Colloidal silver. if you ever feel like you're having congestion or feeling sick, you can either nebulize it. There's, like the little nebulizers, or you just spray it in your mouth. And it's really good for you. There's a lot. Colloidal silver. There's a lot of benefits in it. Period. Well,
you got more than you bargained for on that one.
I know.
Write it all down. That was
I'm
great.
I'm giving away all my potions too soon, but literally.
Your potions.
My potions. No, but it's all natural. And honestly, so long ago, the way that we were healed was through natural things.
Totally.
So,
100%.
Yeah.
They work. I believe in them for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another entry of the Dry Diaries. Thank you, Cam, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun. I'm so proud of you.
You have to come back on, obviously.
100%. Yeah.
And
maybe season 2.
Season 2 or post-wedding. We'll see.
All the things. Yeah, post-wedding, because you'll be there.
Yeah.
And we can divulge all the juicy information.
I'm going to Hawaii for their wedding. It's going to be crazy. And I love his brother. He's crazy too. He's going to be,
God, we didn't even tell him about Mexico. But we can save all that for another time.
Yeah, Tulum.
That's a whole thing.
I know. Okay, well, we will do another episode. So stay tuned. I'll tag all of Cam's information below. Do you want to give a little outro?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dry Diaries. Make sure you tune into every episode because it's amazing. My name's Kameron. I have a salon in Hollywood with Bo, who I work with. We do extensions, color, cut, literally everything you need. So if you're looking for anybody, my Instagram is at Kameron Rasmussen, and that's Kameron with a K.
Wow, he has this down.
And I used to do YouTube, so it just rolls off the tongue. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.